This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Citrix Go to Assist. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the episode of Ask the Buffalo. I'm your host, John Rangers, the show where you can ask me any question that you've got going on in your life and more the technology. This week, though, it's all about new smartphones, and specifically the smartphones that got announced at Mobile World Congress. First question comes from Twitter at E1Slaven asks, at John for Lakers, Galaxy S6, S6 Edge, or HTC One M9? That is a tough question. I'll talk a lot about these phones throughout the video. I think for the most part, the HTC M9 is definitely evolutionary. A lot of people were saying it's more like the HTC M8.5 or HTC M8S. Samsung went a totally different design direction. They're trying new things. Again, we're going to talk more about that. I really like what Samsung's done with the Edge line. You still get the same phone as the non-Edge version, but you get the added features of the Edge. You can choose whether or not to use it or not, but you're not sacrificing anything other than probably paying a premium price for it. So I had to pick one of those three. Probably pick up the S6 Edge. Next question comes from at Junior Tobias 525 asks, at John for Lakers, how do you feel about Samsung not allowing micro SD cards or removable battery in the S6 lineup? Could that be a deal breaker? So I find this funny for a few reasons. First, do you remember the wall hugger commercials that Samsung ran? They're kind of making fun of Apple because they always had to have their phone plugged in. Things have changed a little bit. And listen, phones change, things change, ideas change with people. You probably don't feel the same way about a particular topic that you might have a few years ago. So Samsung has a right to change their mind and change their design direction. Just because they did something one way, for a few years, it doesn't mean they always have to do it. So people are up in arms about not having a removable battery, which I understand. But my question to those people is, did you actually carry a removable battery? Did you carry a backup battery for your Samsung device? If you did, you have an absolute right to be upset, or at least not to upgrade. If you didn't carry another battery, then it probably shouldn't matter to you at all. The micro SD card thing, I think I get a lot more. It's nice to have. It's one of the nice features of Android that you can do that. Certainly Apple doesn't offer it. I would certainly take an Apple-esque approach here, though, with the S6. You can pick it up and size it up to 128 gigs. You can still get a lot of storage, but you can't take that SD card with you or swap out or add a new one with higher size should you choose to. So is it a deal breaker? Probably not. I think people have to sort of get used to this new paradigm now with Samsung. That's sort of going to be the way Samsung is probably going to do it moving forward. But if it is a deal breaker for you, might I suggest you check out the Note 4? Next question comes from at Malvic Marco, who asks, at John for Lakers, just want to get my question in and ask. John, how are you? Listen, thank you for asking. I'm good. This is one of my favorite times of the year. Mobile World Congress, new phones. I'm super happy. Let me stop real fast to thank our friends at Citrix. With Go to Assist remote support, you can provide live or unattended support to any computer or mobile device, no matter where you are at. With the new Seed feature, people can stream their smartphone's camera to Go to Assist. You can even see whether something's wrong with the hardware. Sign up today for a 30-day free trial, no contract, no credit card needed. Visit Go to Assist and click on the Try It Free button now. And if you purchase Go to Assist annual plan before March 31st, you get a free Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 as well. Last question comes from at Way2Jonathan. I like your name. At John for Lakers, what are your impressions on the HTC One M9? Hashtag AskTheBee. So HTC clearly listened with the complaints people had about the HTC One M8. Gone is the ultra-pixel camera on the back. They moved it to the front, which I think is great. They upped it to a 20 megapixel sensor on the back, but all reports are saying the camera is still not so awesome. Design-wise, doesn't look that much different than the HTC One M8, which is usually the case. Every 2 years you sort of see a design change. It's only been a year since we saw the M8. I love the themes on it. I love that there's now expandable storage built in. I would have really liked to have a higher res screen. I know I've said all the time I don't see that much of a difference between a 2K screen and a good 1080p screen, but I think as a flagship phone, suspect that it needs to have to be competitive. Now it's competing with the Samsung Galaxy S6. Right now the LG G3, which already has 2K. When the G4 comes out, that'll certainly still have, at the very least, a 2K screen, if not somehow higher. I think it puts it a little far behind. I do like that they use the Snapdragon 810. I like that they upped it to 3 gigs of RAM. I think they've done a lot of really good things, and I also really like Sense. I'm looking at the marketplace. If you're looking, at those super phones out there in the Android world, not much makes the M9 stand out for me. But of course, I'll hold my that opinion until I get a chance to have my hands on it, to try it, to test it, and perhaps it can win me back to HTC. And I thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you like the new phones that came out at the Mobile World Congress, give the video a thumbs up. We always appreciate it. Until next time, I'm John Rangers from Techno Buffalo. And if you want to see future Techno Buffalo videos, hit the big subscribe button. We'll have more videos coming seemingly every day. See you guys in the next one.